Right, good evening everybody. Welcome back to VP4TV. We're back for more snooker tonight. It's the one lost side match between Albinario and Liddle. You can let me know if I'm coming through loud and clear. I'm back to XSplit Gamecaster, the old Gamecaster, because I mucked up my XSplit broadcaster. I actually made the wrong save and I've deleted all my VP4 stuff I'd set up. Not that there was an awful lot of it, so it'll be easy to replace it, but I'll do that on my day off. Albinario will show up in the next minute or two. It's 3 minutes to the top of the hour. It's a race to 4, and I don't know how Liddle plays, but he's been sitting there waiting. We'll have a look at Liddle and then we'll make a judgment on whether he's going to give Albinario any sort of game whatsoever, or whether he's just going to be going for stuff and setting things up for Albi. I hope he isn't. I hope he's got a bit of an idea of how to go about this, because you're not going to outshoot Albinario. You know my theory, you've got to prevent Albinario doing stuff. But welcome to Brain Fallout, welcome to Mr. Deanster, and anybody else that's watching. Not that there's that many, there only is you two there and myself, so more people will probably drop in once they realise this is on. One other thing is that the match between Keith, or the hot seat match I should say, between Keith and Matt, that's still to be arranged. Matt, I believe, has sent a proposal but has had no response from Keith so far. Albinario, as I've just mentioned, has arrived, so we have a match on, provided Liddle isn't sitting asleep in the lobby. And well, it shouldn't take too long in my estimation. 8 o'clock start, so I've still got work tomorrow. I'm not anticipating that this is going to take a heck of a long time, so we will see how things pan out. But like, now that we mentioned it, this hot seat match has a deadline of August the 22nd. Now that is 4 days after my birthday, I just hasten to mention. My birthday, my 60th birthday is Sunday, so they've got until into next week to get that match arranged. Now, it wouldn't do any harm for me if they actually arranged it for, say, the Tuesday night, because then I'm on my days off, as I am tonight. Now, why did LS3 forfeit? That bit I don't understand. What the hell happened there in that match? How did that end up a forfeit? Anyway, that's strange. The winner of this match tonight will play LS3, or is lined up to play LS3. We'll see if that takes shape. Right, this tournament room will be going up any second now, I hope. Ah, right. She didn't end the match correctly then by doing that. Then shows as a forfeit. But anyway, the bad news is that Albinario is probably going to be the strong favourite. Let's get in the room. Both players are in, and we're going to have the lag for the break. Albinario on the right hand side, and Albinario is going to win it. He'll probably put Liddle in anyway. Yeah. So off we go. Standard break. The only problem with that break is if you get the extreme right red too thick, you do this and you bring the red up the table. And so that's a mistake there from Liddle. He got the pack too thick. And Albi has a thin red. He's just hoping to get in on a bolt colour of the blue, that'll do. And well, he's pretty straight, but that's fine. He's got the red to the left of the pink. Welcome to Mark. Have you got my birthday present yet, Mark? You've only got until Sunday. I've got a day off on Sunday as well. So the black will go past that red up top. And unless there's a plant in the pack, Albinario may well be having a smack here. I mean, there's not a lot doing here. He may well be giving this a smack. Might need a little bit of right hand side if he's going to do that. Let's see what he does. Well, he's coming away from this black. Yeah, he's now looking for the angle in the black this time because there's nothing going here. I mean, that red does go up the table, but I can't believe he's going to play for that. He's got to get the angle in this black. Yeah, I'll believe that when I saw it in the post. Right, so he's a bit too straight, I think. He's got a bit of an angle. Yeah, I think just a bit too straight he was. He would have been better actually glancing off the left or the right side of the pack. He went right into the back of them and he's on nothing. Well, that one does go up the table, but I mean it ain't easy. Now this is tough to judge that angle at such a short distance. But that's how bloody good Albinario is. Okay, he's not really got into the cue ball enough to get out for the black. The black does go in the middle. I mean, he's got a difficult green to keep this going. And he'll probably take the risk here because there's a load of reds on here for him if he gets this green. But you'd normally a professional player wouldn't play this. He would just duck behind the yellow off this green. But in VP4 it's a lot easier. Still a tough green though. Yeah, well, it wiped its feet. And Albinario has got very lucky here, I think. He's left nothing other than a plant on here for Liddle. Nothing but a plant. He's going to find himself a bit annoyed that he didn't get anything simpler to go for here. This one into the... yeah, he's running up table into the long grass. That's the first sensible shot. Although he hasn't quite got cover, I don't think. Now Albinario says a second, so he's obviously been called away or something. So how's the mic audio? Is it coming through okay? You need to let me know, guys. I've been looking at freestanding mics, you know, the actual mics rather than the headset mic. They're actually better quality. I've been looking at one or two of them and looking at reviews on YouTube, and you're talking about probably, I mean, you can pay any amount of money, but one of the recommended cheaper end of the market, there's quite a few good reviews on it. I can't remember the make of it, but it's about, I think it's about 60 quid or something. And then there's also there's actually a cheaper one that comes with a kit, which actually comes with the boom arm. You know, where you put the mic on the boom arm, you can pull it up and down and backward and forward towards you and that sort of stuff. But the fact that it's cheaper and it comes with all that kit probably suggests that it's a bit crappy. So Liddle gets his first point on the board. And he's got reds to choose from here, so he doesn't need to do a great deal with the cue ball. He just needs to do the sensible thing. Now, the sensible thing is just to go over to the right there and leave that red straight into the corner. Well, he's come back the other way, and that's good enough. That'll work. Now, he's got to watch the pace with this cue ball. Remember what I keep saying, this cue ball runs on more than you think it will. And he's judged that pretty well. Well, he's got an angle where he could possibly, he doesn't need to, but he could bump that red to the left of the pink and be on one or two reds. He doesn't want to hit the three reds below the pink. He doesn't want to hit them if he's going to do anything like that. He wants to hit the one that's just below the pink. And commentator's eye says you don't do what I've just said you shouldn't do. And he's left a red on. Green over that top corner pocket, remember. Or has he left a red on? No, he hasn't. He's left this other one on in the middle. So Albie's got the black. He's got the green as a bailout colour if he needs it. Now this is either a little stunner cross if he gets a hold of the cue ball, or he goes forward with a bit of check. You know, he's managed to get the angle just to drop around. Well, that's fine. And now he's got the table at his mercy here. Always remembering that the bailout green could come in very handy. I don't know if any of those two reds go. I don't think they do. I mean, they will go probably into the left side pocket. But Albinario's already settled into his pace of the table. Just left himself a wee bit shorter than the black. But the angle he's got, he might bump into those two reds. He might just run out and play the third red below the pink. I don't know whether he can hold it that much. Yeah, see how the cue ball's just leaking away, but he's still fine. He could even take that one. No, he can't. Can he get that other one below the pink? No, he can't. They're both blocking each other. But if he takes the one below and left of the pink, that opens the other one into the other corner pocket anyway, so he's in good shape here. And a healthy lead, 44 points, still needs a couple of more reds and colours at least. Now this is just falling a bit short, so he's got to get out of there clean. He might go up the table for the blue, because it's risky to run forward and try and hope to get in the black doing that. So he's done the right thing, and I think he's got a good angle in the blue. I don't know whether he wants to try and rest onto those two reds and leave the red below the pink. They might be too straight for that. Well, he's going around the houses. He was the wrong side of it. Well, Mark, if you had watched that match on Sunday there, you wouldn't be thinking that. the first half they get the 2 goals, and then I mean Hibs weren't in it. Let's be honest. Celtic had about 75% of the ball in the first half, but the second half, Celtic just sort of lost they lost interest. And Hibs, if they had a bit more application about themselves, could have got a goal or two. It wasn't a good performance at all in the second half. But the job was done in the first half. But they want to get that sorted out. So Albinario home and dry in this first frame. Only 51 points left. Well, there's less than that now. And all he has to do now is clear the table. Well, if Liddle didn't know, he's going to find out very quickly that he's on a hiding to nothing here tonight. Fully expect Albi to clear this table. The pink's just a wee bit annoying. You see, that was the problem. He's actually got a lucky roll of the ball there. The pink was the problem there, with where the cue ball wanted to go to get on that red, but it's came out good. So we'll be happy with that. Again, he might be... No, he's got an angle, that'll do it. That's fine. Can leave the yellow at a longer distance if he wants. He's actually got into that too good, I think. Just slightly too good, but he's okay again. Now the tricky one is actually getting from the green to the brown, believe it or not. And he's actually trying to snooker himself in the process. See, this is dodgy coming out of there and judging the pace. He doesn't want to be playing over this blue. That's fine. Gone a bit too far, so he can go round the houses again here. Good evening to Coldest Pillow. Watch the cue ball. This is going to be absolutely perfect. In fact, maybe not, he's run a bit too far, so he can go around the houses again and be fancy here if he wants. Oh well, that was neither here nor there, but anyway, it's a very good start for Albi. A break of 80, and he's now settled in. And the perfect break as well. Get out of that. Well, it's an easy hit. There's no problem hitting the reds. I mean, that's not the problem. The problem is going to the back of the reds on the right hand side and leaving that red that's farthest right into that right hand corner pocket. I think that'll do, or will it? Has he left one on? Well, he's left one on, and Albi's going to do some damage here trying to get out of this. Well, I'm surprised he didn't get a bit more aggressive there. That was I mean, he would have been taking a risk that he was going to be on a colour, but I thought he was going to beef that up and open these reds out a bit. So he's keeping it tight. I think he's keeping it tight until he gets an idea of what Liddle's up to here, you know, because he hasn't seen Liddle really play yet to know what sort of level he's going to be at. I mean, going by his rating, he's 1780, so he either doesn't play a lot of snooker or hasn't done, or he hasn't quite got a rating that reflects his the level that he plays at, so we can't judge that until we see him, but we might not see him much though. Well, the pink's tied up with the black now. He might have been better to do what I said and just smack them open and hope he got lucky. But Liddle's going to have hard work. Pink and black dead. Yellow over the, well, not quite over this corner pocket, but there's not a lot on here for Liddle. Yeah, there's nothing doing there unless you were over the other side now. The angle he's got in this red, he can nip this red in and come around behind these two balls here. Now, there's no problem doing that. He doesn't want to get into it too much though. He's way low in the cue ball. Yeah, you see, that there tells me he had no idea how to get out of that. That was a simple shot. That was just a little nip in and around the back of the black and pink. And he played that all wrong. He got far too low in the cue ball. That needed a little stunt to get it to nip it around the corner. So that clearly tells me that he's struggling. He's going to struggle to score a great deal here, when that was a fairly straightforward shot. And Albinario will see that as well, obviously, and pick up on that. This is what you do. I mean, when you play somebody you've never played before, you have to get the measure of them. You have to know what level, find out what level they're at, and shots like that can tell you a great deal. A clever little shot there by Albi. He might have left this red on into the middle though. Yeah, and well, Liddle's going to have to do damage here if he's going to get any ambition to get out of there. I don't know whether he can get out of there without hitting the red. Well, he has done, but he's getting into it too good. Can he bail out in the yellow? Well, he can, but he's not going to get much after it. Now, in fact, if I was Liddle, I'd be playing that green and ducking behind the brown. I wouldn't actually be doing this, because it's far too risky. You've just seen Albi making a break of 80. You want to run for cover here, my friend. You want to play that green and get up behind the brown. That's a shot. I don't care how good you think you are, but you're not good enough to be doing this. Well, he's got the black, but that's an extra 7 points. The problem is what's he going to get from it? And the problem is he's on a red. He's got a yellow over the pocket that's not exactly guaranteed that he's going to get on it. I mean, he's got blue and pink. So we'll see if he's made the right choice there. Because damaging the reds and not being able to follow it up is the biggest failure players at this level are going to make. And there you go. So I take it back to the shot that he had. Yes, you can be aggressive. Yes, you can get an extra 7 points. But how many points are you going to give away here? And that's where, again, you can't be one-dimensional. If you're one-dimensional and you just want to pop balls and try and look good, you're going to end up looking a numpty at the end of the night. Because Albinario is just going to be all over you like a rash. You've got to play and use your head and play the sensible shot. And the sensible shot was come off that green and try and duck behind the brown and leave nothing on for Albi. That's how you've got to play him. You must keep it tight. You're never going to outshoot him. On a good day, you might. If you're a good player, you might outshoot him. But The other solution is to stop them shooting, and doing silly things opening reds when you're not good enough to follow it up is not the best plan. Well, that's the first poor shot by Albie. But see, that's also never a good sign either, because Albie's already probably came to the conclusion that there's not going to be a lot coming back from Liddle. But if Albie takes his eye off the ball, he doesn't want to start getting careless. If it ends up a scrappy frame and Liddle just nipping points and a red and a colour and whatever, suddenly you can find you're in a frame where you're going to have to battle your way out of it. Did any of you guys watch? I don't suppose you did, but did anybody watch the Ronnie O'Sullivan Ding match that was in China? I don't know what the outcome was, but it was on YouTube. It was live on YouTube, and it was 3 each at the time. I don't even know what the match was, whether it was a race to 6 or whatever. I don't know. I still haven't found out who won it. So Liddle, the contribution was just 1. And this yellow, that really needs to get out of the way. It's blocking that red. And I don't know that Albinario, well, he could play the pink certainly, but I think I would have a mind to get rid of that yellow, and that allows you to tidy up that corner there where the red is. I wonder if that red at the top of the pack goes. And the answer to that is yes, it does. Now, Albie's missed the red, but all of these reds go, if you take them in the right order, you open everything out. That last red there goes once you get rid of those 3. Now that's ended up too straight, I think, on the black. Well, no, he's got an angle. I mean, all he needs to do is just roll this in, but make sure he lets the cue ball roll out. He has to go to the rail and come out. If this was me though, I would probably just jack up slightly so that I'm stunning up. And that way I know I'm getting there. See, if you roll this in too gentle, you'll end up too square in this red, I think. Yeah, he's, missing blacks off the spot like that. He's got absolutely no chance in this match. That's my conclusion already. Well, I couldn't do anything but run into those reds. He's got the black. All the reds are available bar 1. So I'm thinking it's going to be a fairly comfortable evening for Albie. This won't be taking too long now. You know, any billiard game of any description is tough, especially when your execution of certain shots isn't there. That lack of learning those techniques and controlling the cue ball is the big thing that's going to let you down. Good evening, welcome to Lard. Well, I suppose the only thing we could hope for tonight, not that there's going to be that many frames played, but is whether Albinario can get the high break for the tournament. So he's had that 80 in the first frame, but I think the high break's still 111, is it not? I haven't looked at the stats for a while. I'm assuming it's still 111, which I think was... who the hell, what was it, Rodney that got that? Somebody go and look. Check the tournament stats and refresh my memory. Well, I said early in the frame that yellow should have been put out the way a long time ago to deal with this red. He's lucky he's finished on the yellow. Or he's thinking of drawing back for this red down the other cushion. He's checking to see if the green goes. I presume it does. No, plenty of... There's not a problem with the green going. Well, I'm not certain what he's doing here. Well, it will go, but he's going to have to get round the houses here a bit to get onto this final red. Yeah, it was never simple. But frame is won. 2-0 to Albinario. So after 28 minutes or so, Albi's got this match well in hand. Not a bad break from Liddle though. And the brown is blocking the path. Let me have a look. No, he's fine. He's fine. I think he can get off the jaw, or just above the jaw, the side pocket there. This looks as if it's going right in the centre of the pack. Well, he's left a red, but Liddle should not even be entertaining that at all. I don't know whether he can squeeze past the pink here. Well, the black isn't on. You'd want to play this red with left hand side so that when you go to the back cushion, you come out. He's maybe trying to play a bump here. He could be trying to play a bump behind the black onto that red. That's he was maybe trying that because he's left himself short in the blue, but I think he might have tried to bump that red. Now, can Albinario see that red to the right of the black? Well, he can see it, but he can't pot it. And that red does go. And he's nailed it. Now, he's got to drop down low if he's getting on the red second. That one there, he's going to have to drop down low for that. Or he can run the cue ball and hope he gets lucky here. Well, that didn't work out. Big clump of reds there, and he never hit one of them. So, again, the target area would be behind the green and brown. The line is good, although it's going to go into the gap. So Liddle's going to have another red on here. But he's going to have to juice this cue ball up. He needs to get this cue ball. Well, he could play this and just run forward and come back up into that gap for the black. Let me have a look at the angle. No, see, he would need to just hold this cue ball a wee bit, I think. I think he can just run forward here and just let it come off the back cushion and up. I don't think he's hit it though. He hasn't hit it. He hasn't hit it. So, the shot here, of course, is the green. You just let the green roll out and let the cue ball roll behind the brown to cover this red that's on the cushion. And that isn't it. I mean, it gives Albinario the red, but he would have to stun this in to hold for the black. This is really tough. Are you going to try and roll it dead weight? I don't know whether he can roll this dead weight and still hold for the black. We'll soon find out. He thinks he can, and he can. But again, not a good safety from Liddle. It was an easy safety to cover that red. Well, has he gone far enough to get on that red? No, he clearly hasn't. But he had a bailout. And he's the right side of the blue, but the angle, and he's got two reds above the black. He should get on them no problem. Oh, again, he's not hit that. Why he didn't stun down this side, I don't know. Unless there's a plant on or something. Well, there might well be a 4-ball plant here. He's not looked at it. He's playing the other red, but see those two reds behind the pink and those two reds there? They're dead set. They go every day of the week. There's no way you're missing that. Now, Albinario, I would hope, has spotted that, because there's, I mean, that the last red in the plant does go, the other pocket there, but from here, that 4-ball plant is certainly on, and I just wonder whether he's had a look at that. Well, black doesn't go this side, so he's trying to knit this in and come back. So, is he going to play for the last red below the bunch there, or is he going to get up there and play the combo, or the plant I should say? Well, from this angle, down for the blue or a bulk colour, or the one into the middle. So it's not a 4-ball plant that's left now. Let's have another look. Well, see, it's definitely, there's nothing there now. So the break is 45. But he's going to have to do a bit of damage very quickly here. He's down to the vital stage in this break where he's going to have to open something out, and it all clinches or hinges on getting the angle. Well, he's obviously, with that red that he had, he didn't have anything in the red. And this is, well, it's a tough enough pot as it is. I'm looking at that red above the pink. Yeah, that was a difficult black. So the break ends on 46. And that's, yeah, again, more or less secured the frame. Now, I don't think he got on that red, at least, well, Liddle doesn't think he can get it. Is that a plant? No, it isn't. Let me have a look at that. You can pot that red every day of the week. Why is he not potting the red? That red goes. That red goes. You get a bus through there onto that red. Well, the plant wasn't dead set. He's potted it. Of course, he ends up hooked or snookered on the black. Well, he's got a dead straight green. He's got the brown to play and use the blue and possibly the yellow to cover that red that's up on the black cushion. Again, he's just overhit it. He's covered the pack, but he's left the escape route for Albinario here. And Albinario, if he gets this thin and gets the right pace, well, he's got it too thick, I think. Was he going to get the bump? Yeah, but he was hoping to use that brown and blue there. He just got the red a wee bit too thick. Watch the knuckle. Well, Albi can use the pink here as a stopper. And get back up behind that brown and blue. Well, he's decided to leave the cue ball down here. He wouldn't. I'll tell you something. He wouldn't do that against a higher rated player, because it's leaving him a shot doing this. But I think Albinario's came to the same conclusion as I have, that Liddle's not got an awful lot that's going to cause him problems. And if anything, he's putting more pressure on Liddle, leaving him a red like this. So Albinario now will seal the deal for frame number 3. And with the reds sitting as they are, he would be hoping to clear the table again. That looks perfect if it goes high enough, and more, maybe not when it does this. See how difficult it ends up becoming when you just get the pace wrong. He's got nothing. So still 51 in the table. Unfortunately for Liddle, he's 60 behind. So this frame is very much over. So after 41 minutes or 40 minutes, Albinario with a 3-0 lead. Albinario to break. Can he see that red? No, he can't. Brown's covering it. Needs to miss the green. And that's not bad. But he's left the red. Has he? Again, is there enough? Is there enough to get there? Albie's looking at anything that might be a plant here in these reds. Well, he's brought one out. Well, once again, Liddle's got a shot with three reds out in the open. Now, let's see how he lines up for this black. Now you see, the problem there was always that red that he's just ran into. Because you would want to pot that black and just nip the cue ball a bit off the rail so you can come up for that red at the back of the bunch. But the problem was the fact that that red was getting in your way. Well, the other problem now Albie's got is he can pot the red and it's where the black's sitting. And he's trying to nip round behind it there so he could run it in and maybe bump the reds, and he collided with it, so he's just going to duck for cover. He can play the brown and nip behind the yellow, or he can play the yellow if he can see it and get behind the green and brown. Well, he's gone off the blue. But he hasn't got the cover. Well, if that had legs, that cue ball could have been pretty good. Albie's got a pot in the red, but I think he's going to have to come back off that red. The angle wants to run into the pink, I think. Yeah, the cue ball wants to get into the pack, so he'll be taking evasive action there. He clipped the pink. So, well, from what I can see, there's two reds that go. Well, three. That one, and that one. Well, he's got the angle. He's too square, I think. Is he trying to just nip and hold? I think he is. Yeah. I would expect him to get an angle in this black so he can do some damage. I mean, he's got one more loose red. And that's the angle. Now he can do damage. He's got to beef this up if he wants to try and clear the table, get a decent break. Now how's his luck? How's his luck? Oh, that doesn't look on, but he's got the bailout into the middle. Again, this is tricky. It's tricky, the potting angle, and it's tricky coming off this clump of reds here and holding for the black. Yeah, he can sort of, he tried to be a bit cute there. I mean, he's still got a pot in the black. The problem with that though is that the cue ball's leaking away quite a bit, so he's trying to hold this for the one that's there, I think. And it wasn't a gimme, that black ball, but the black ball's covering the pocket, so everything's good. But of course, now the Reds are sitting in a much more inviting position. Well, Albie's got one more red that he can play behind the pink and come back to bulk. And, well, what's he doing? I think I think the one reason he played that is he doesn't want to get into this routine where reds get knocked over towards the black, and it ends up, 25 minutes of messing about. And he's played again. He would never do that against a higher rated player, but he's taking the risk doing it. Although he's still 30 in front. But these reds are pretty much all on. And Albie's just relying on the fact that Liddle's sooner or later is going to get in trouble. But that little screw shot has opened everything out. Well, this is Christmas come early if you had the game to make the most of this. And it's a true test for Liddle here. But like I say, Albinario is comfortable at 3-0, but you don't want to do stuff to encourage the opponent. The chances are he's going to miss a pot sooner rather than later, and Albie's just going to clear this table and score the points he needs. Well, Albie's plans worked out. I think we all expected this as well. Every red sitting on, and this match is over. I watched a video, Stephen Hendry on his YouTube channel. I don't know whether any of getting that popping up when you go into YouTube. It depends obviously what you watch on YouTube as to what pops up. And Stephen Hendry popped up, and it was a video he's done. It said how many attempts will it take me to get a century break? Well, it took him 8 attempts to get a century. Just doing like a practice thing where he was just breaking off and running into the back of the pack to open the reds, and then hoping he was on the red. The first 3 attempts he played, he ended up playing pretty good safety shots because he went into the back of the pack. The cue ball finished on the black cushion with nothing on. So that ruined that. But after the 8th go, he got his century. In actual fact, on the break, I think he was at 81. He was in a 147, as a matter of fact. He was in a 147, and then he had to take to try and keep the break going. He said, "I'm trying to make a century here. I'm not trying to make a 147." He could have played a red. Well, there's a mistake by Albie, unexpectedly, and he's still not won the match yet. But Stephen Henry had a chance to make the 147. He could have took a red and went around the table and up and down to try and get on the black, but he said, I'm not doing that. I'm just trying to make a century. That's the object of this lesson. But he did get it done. Well, we're just treading water here and waiting for this match to finish, but rest assured, Albinario won't be doing the stuff he was doing in this match against LS3. He'll be keeping it tight and waiting in LS3, making the wrong move at the wrong time, which she did in her previous match. Well, the attempted plant, Albie's got the red. Depends what he's fancying doing with the cue ball here. He's just content to take the pink. That takes him to 49. Pink will take him to 55. This last red, he's got to stun this. Yeah, he's got to get the stun working, and that's perfect. That is absolutely stonewall perfect, because he can just run through from the other side on the black if he wants. He's got enough to stun it more. Stay the same side. Yes, he has. Well, it's not even an hour. We'll have one quick look at the bracket and see how the rest of the one lost side looks, because I can't remember how it does look. I just know that LS3's lying in wait for Albie, and we know that the hot seat match is there waiting to be arranged. Well, my advice to Liddle is keep practicing. Watching and learning, that's a big factor as well. So, a comfortable win for Albinario. A final clearance there of 42 to secure the match. So Albinario is always lurking in the background, and he will now play, let's just refresh that, he will now play LS3 on the top half of the bracket. If we go down, we will see that One Pocket Slim, when did One Pocket Slim play Rosen? He took care of him. Not Slim, bloody Plonk. Why did I think it was Slim? Plonker Rodney had the 4-1 win against him, so he's waiting on the winner of the Albie LS3 match, so that will be interesting. Albie's going to be the favourite. If LS3 gets their act together and knows when to make that choice, and that's the important thing for her, but like I keep saying, too much 9-ball in the mind. Too much 9-ball in the mind is not good to be playing snooker. If LS3 can eliminate that aspect of her game, she can give Albinario problems, because a race to 4, the match can turn very nasty very quickly. So that's one to look forward to, that possible match-up between Albinario and Rodney. But that might not be the case. All up to LS3. So we have Keith against Matt. Whenever that's going to be, we don't know, but we know it has to be before what date's that? Sunday's the 18th, Monday's the 19th, Tuesday's the 20th. Right, that could be very... I mean, I would hope that they would do that on my days off. Tuesday night would be perfect. But we wait and see what happens there. So that is it, guys. It was short and sweet. Albinario, under no pressure at all tonight, doing things he wouldn't normally do to put pressure on his opponent, which did work out anyway. So he had a comfortable win, so well done to him. He done what he needed to do, and he is through. And I am going to call it quits. And thank you all for watching. And I think we'll say good night to you, and we'll see you again very soon. Take care, and good night.